Hello everyone, welcome to EC QuickBooks training. In today's video, we will do an overview of the QuickBooks Self Employed subscription. So let's get started. As you can see, self-employed is very different than the regular essential or business subscriptions of QuickBooks. And I just onboarded a client that I will be working on their books in self-employed. So I thought this would be great to show what the difference is. There are good, and personally as a bookkeeper, I think they're good and they're bad things about self-employed, but there are some features in here that I would wish that the business ones would have, like mileage tracking is now on every QuickBooks subscription, but the tax, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But first of all, one of the major differences, as you can see here, is the left navigation pane. There's only a few places you can go. So it gives you an overview of your company expenses and your income. So if you think about it, if you just started, this is great if you just started your business, because it's going to show you what you brought into your business and what went out of your business as expenses. And you have your mileage here, you have invoices, you have estimated tax. So I think this is great if you're starting out. If you're a sole proprietorship, I definitely do recommend having this self-employed subscription account. So as we can see here, this is the home, and then we have transactions. Transactions is where you're going to go. It's pulling from your account. So it's pulling from bank account, and it's pulling from any accounts you connect. I believe you can connect your Amazon, PayPal, Square. You can connect any account. So it will bring that in, and you'll be able to see what comes in and what goes out. And the neat thing about this is that you can split the transaction between business and personal. As you can see here, you have these categories. Now, this is a setting that you do have to turn on in the QuickBooks Lab, and we'll go into that one. But you can select whether this is a business or personal transaction as you go and categorize your transactions. Then we have miles. As you know, QuickBooks started with the miles. And then we have the taxes section, where you can see what you need to pay on an annual or quarterly basis. And this is great. And I wish the other subscriptions would have this. But the reason they do this is for self-employed is because the individual is filing a Schedule C form on the personal tax return. And this is very helpful for those individuals that need to track their income and expenses this way and need to pay the taxes, because they need to pay quarterly estimated taxes. So that's why they do this. So this is great. This is the tax section where you could see, if you mark business expenses, vehicle, home, transactions, then it will put it in here, and then it'll give you your payment summary. And let's see here, your quarterly estimated taxes will come up here, where it will show you what you need to pay. And let's click here, explain why. Let's see. How did you calculate my estimated quarterly taxes? So your estimated quarterly taxes due, it will give you the amount once you start putting in your transactions, which we calculated by subtracting your total estimated tax, not included in the current quarter, from your estimated annual tax. So how they got this is because you go into your profile under tax profile, and you enter how you do your taxes. Like if you're single, married, head of household, number of dependents, what's your W-2 if you have W-2, and all this information, and they will do an estimated tax. And that way, when it's tax time, you don't have to pay all this amount of money in your for your business. So this is great. Then you have reports. So you have your profit and loss, business and personal expenses, receipts, tax summary, tax details. The only thing that you don't have is the balance sheet, because as a sole proprietor, you are your business. So really, they don't have a balance sheet here, but you do have a profit and loss. And then you have your invoices. So that is basically it. It's really simple. It's really great. And then over here at the top will tell you, once you categorize everything, what your estimated tax would be on the date that it's due. So it would be January 15th. It's the next quarterly payment, and you'll be able to see it up here and be able to pay those taxes. Let's see what else they have. As you can see, the settings is really short. I mean, there's really not much to it. You have your accountant, your billing info. So over here where it says labs are certain things that you can turn on for the self-employed. You have the personal categories, which I have turned on because I want to be able to mark whether they're business or personal. Then you have also tagging. If you want to tag your transactions, let's say by client, project, location, and more, you can do this in the other QuickBooks subscriptions and they're more robust, but here is just a tagging feature. Here you go. You can connect to your Amazon, and you can also import your work trips from Google. So you can do that. Let's see what else they have. They have set account purposes. So it says add a setting to mark bank accounts as mainly business, mainly personal, or mixed. We know that a lot of startup companies and self-employed, they mix their transactions, but we really, I highly recommend keeping it separate, keeping it simple, and keeping it clean. And then connect to Coinbase. So if you want that on, you can turn that on. And that is the QuickBooks Lab. Let's see what else. And then you can, add your bank account. So let's see if you can connect account. You can add the accounts just like the other accounts. I believe you can add PayPal. Yeah, you can add PayPal. Let me see if you can add Square. This is Square One. I don't know if that's the same, but there's plenty of accounts. You just type in your bank and then you can connect. Let's see what else. Imports. You can import transactions, and I've shown you how to import transactions from a CSV file. You can import it in here, and that's about it. Rules, you can create rules just like the other subscriptions, and forward your receipts. I don't know what this is about, but let's see. Let's continue and see what it says. All done. Okay. And that's it. I don't know what that meant, but I will figure out what receipt forwarding is. Let's see. Email me when QuickBooks receives a receipt. Okay. I see now. So your receipts must be sent from, and then it gives the email address. Since I'm logged in, send them to receipts@quickbooks.com. So you can send the receipts, email receipts, and then it'll be forwarded into your QuickBooks file instead of doing a picture, a snap picture. You could just forward it. Like if you get, I know Home Depot has a lot. You can, download them from online and then you can just email them to yourself. So you could do that. So that's pretty much it for the self-employed QuickBooks subscription. This is the first time I'm going to be working on it, but I thought it was super easy. I mean, if you can work on the other subscriptions, this is super easy. But we'll see how it goes. And once the company grows, then we can move on to the business subscriptions, the essentials or the plus subscriptions. Once you need payroll, of course, here you cannot do payroll. You cannot do inventory. You cannot do job costing, none of that. This is very, very basic. So if you're just, starting a service, I do not recommend this for retail, for online sellers, because with that, you also need to track your taxes. You can't track your sales taxes on here. This is only for service companies that are starting up, like cleanup companies, any service startup company this is the very minimum that you need to do, for your bookkeeping. So, but it looks good. It looks great. And, if you want to, leave any comments or questions below, please do so. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more how-to tips and tricks and troubleshooting for QuickBooks. I will see you on the next one.